Hello, everybody. Welcome to PixelPlay Sidequests, our bonus content for the week. Joined by, obviously, Kaylan and Chris, who is totally here. Yeah, Kaylan's totally here. I didn't flub
I'm
the
still
first
here.
intro and made it sound like he didn't exist. You know, we're just going to skip over all of that.
Stop trying to write me off.
I mean, look, you keep bastardizing JRPGs. Like, eventually the assassin's going to come for you. It's
How
just
dare
an
you talk to our
inevitability.
king like that? He is our king.
False king. Absolute false king. But anyways, our topic for this week, speaking of things that are going to die probably, so the PlayStation, I almost said portable, but the PlayStation Portal was officially announced in terms of its name, its price point of $199 US. Guys, how quickly is this going to go away? Like I don't even know what question to ask really with this, because I think we all know the answer, but I think we just needed this like 10-minute excerpt to just go, Sony, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. It's so limited.
I'll come with a different take. I think there is some potential here. I think what is going to decide this is make or break is this PlayStation Network or PlayStation Link that they have. I think that there is a market for handheld gaming. I mean, we're seeing this with the Switch. We're seeing it with the Steam Deck, right? There's the Backbone. There's the Game Sire. There's the Kashi or whatever the hell the Razer is called. Like, there's a huge market right now for handheld gaming. And I think there is a market for this. I think having something that feels like a PlayStation controller, that has, a nice screen, it's dedicated, great. I think what's going to decide it is the latency, because like I play on my little Game Sire and it's great, but it lags a lot when I use it. And I had to download a third-party app to use the remote features. So if I had something that works seamlessly and didn't lag, and from what I'm hearing from previews, this thing doesn't have a lot of latency, that would be a game changer and would be something that I look for. Like, being a dad, I don't always have access to a TV for myself. Like, we have one on the main floor, and we're watching, Paw Patrol or whatever on there. And I can't go down to my basement because, I can't leave my 4-year-old unattended with knives and matches. So I have to supervise him for safety reasons. And so, to have a screen that I can have in my hand and play, I think there's a viable option for this. I think there's a market for this. I think there's potential, and it depends on how well that link connectivity works.
Yeah, like, I look at this right now, if I'm being a little less like over scrutinizing about it, I think like if the connection quality is actually really good, and for the most part it works with most games, because like I said, I don't know how this is going to work with fighting games. There's going to be inevitable issues because of a game that requires that level of involvement. But like, I look at that design, and while I know some people think it's ugly, my brain goes, I honestly don't care if it's ugly because it's a goddamn handheld. I need that thing to be comfortable. I've held the Switch and tried to play with it as is. I don't think it's that comfortable. Even handhelds back in the day, like the Game Boy. The original Game Boy was not a comfortable device to play on, even with your little kid fingers. Game Boy Advance, same deal. DS, same deal. There's never been a really, truly comfortable handheld. And what I really want to see the most out of this, aside from obviously remote play and having latency actually no longer being that much of an issue with the handheld gaming, the big thing that I really want is just a console that feels good so that people recognize what it actually should feel like, which is something in your hands that's not going to get, like, you're not going to cramp up in 30 minutes.
That is it. That is definitely a huge thing for sure. There's a reason there's so many third-party peripherals for like the Switch and stuff, where it's actually like an Xbox controller split in half that you stick on the side of it, because so many people, just want a portable machine that like actually feels good to hold. Though I will say there is one. It's called the Steam Deck. You got to hold one of those. Those are how portable the Steam Deck is. I mean, it's a Game Gear the size of my house, but it is very comfortable.
I think for me, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, that was the end.
I was going to say, one of the things that we overlook at when we talk about ergonomics of these controllers and these systems is that, like, yeah, you want it to feel good in your hands, but the other thing is the ergonomics of your neck. And this is what I'm curious, is if it's going to be a flat, right on the screen kind of thing, because then you have a situation where either you're holding the controller to your face like this, or you're looking down like this, and neither is particularly comfortable. Like, I hope that there's an option that either the screen comes naturally inclined so that you can hold it like this and it's tilted towards you, or have some pivoting functionality, but I don't think there is.
I haven't seen anything that would show
No,
that.
and they
That'd
would
be
definitely
smart.
announce it. And also, that price would be more than $199 if they had some special screen tech that was going to do that. So
I'm just saying from like an ergonomic perspective, like I find that one of the biggest gripes I have with like handheld gaming is that the positioning of like where do you put the hand?
look,
Yeah,
we're
I
all
bet-
waiting for the days where we get like the Bret Hart like sunglasses, where there's just all encompassing over you, and we can finally just play a game and just lie down in bed.
We have
Just,
those.
those exist.
Those
I get
exist.
served ads for those every day.
I saw a guy on a plane who did it too. Yeah, like you could definitely hook that
Yeah.
up and play a game with the sunglasses on.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. You hook it into the Switch or the Steam Deck or something while you're out, and it's like 120-inch screen. It's just VR, but in sunglasses.
It doesn't look stupid.
It doesn't look stupid. Still look weird, but you don't look stupid.
You don't look weird with the sunglasses. You look more normal in that way.
You look a lot more normal, a lot more
Mhm.
acceptable by society for sure.
Mhm.
I think with the what is it? The Portal? God, that name is horrible.
Can we talk
My
about that name in
issue-
a second?
Yeah, we will. I think my main issue with it is just that Sony has something that could be amazing, but they are limiting it. It's only the PS Remote Play app. That's it. And you're paying $200 just for that app, which already exists on so many other devices, including your phone. And like you can get those Razer Kishi or whatever controllers that go on the phone and everything. Also, Razer was very smart. The day that Sony announced that, Razer pushed a big marketing campaign for the Kishi. It was very funny to see all like Twitter and it was everywhere. Genius marketing, obviously, because it's like half the price. But it's just that Sony's limiting it. Like, I don't understand why they're only doing that and either not having cloud or like not letting it connect to some other apps or anything. Because it really is like you're trying to convince people, hey, I know you have a phone that has this. Maybe you have a Steam Deck that has this. You know, wherever you may have this remote play app, it already exists. Don't use it there. Buy this $200 device to play it on this screen. And again, there's so many options that are out there that are also cheaper because everybody already has a phone for the most part. And it's interesting because like if you use the remote play app on your phone and you're off going somewhere, you've already got your phone with you. You just keep that controller in a backpack, connect it, and you can play, but then you have your phone normal again. You know, are you going to take this PS Portal? What the heck is it? Portal. Oh my God, I want to say portable so bad. You're not going to really take that with you, right? Like, even if it does connect to Wi-Fi, it doesn't have like LTE and stuff. You can't play it over your actual cell service unless you hotspot your phone. But if you already have your phone, why not just get a Razer Kishi and connect it and then play that using your cell service?
yeah, it
right?
really
Like,
just feels like it's a handheld that's meant for when you want to play it in bed when you don't have a TV in there.
yeah, and I think that's great. I can 100% get on board with that because I game handheld more than I game on my TV. I use my Steam Deck. I use my Switch. I used to use the Razer Kishi up until I got the Steam Deck because it's got the PS Remote Play app on there. Somebody made it within like the first day, and I've used it, and it's great minus the latency issues because the PS Remote Play app kind of sucks. So it's like,
Just-
were they holding back on that app and improving it because they're like, well, we're going to make our own handheld and we want it to work the best there? Or is it going to be just as crap? And then if it's just as crap, this thing's going in the garbage. Like if the latency and everything is just as bad, then this thing is kind of
Yeah,
useless.
then what's the point of this thing even being out?
Yeah, it'd be different if it connected direct to the PS5. Like if you were in the same room, it didn't use your Wi-Fi. It had its own unique PlayStation Link signal or something, kind of like the Xbox headset with the Xbox. It's its own version of wireless. It's not Bluetooth. It's not Wi-Fi. It's this weird Microsoft wireless technology that's 2.4. What if PlayStation had just made a 5 gigahertz signal that came from the PS5 and went right to this device? Then it would make sense because you're removing all that Wi-Fi problems and you've got this great device. Yes, it's streaming, but it's direct. Like it's as low as you can possibly get.
Yeah,
Or
imagine how
having
much
the
of a
ability-
nightmare this device will be when it's running next to like, especially in a full-on family household. How it's going to
Oh,
have so much
yeah.
interfering with it.
My house is
Yeah.
gonna be brutal with all the stuff we have hooked up. Like, I'm curious to see. I'm not gonna drop cash on this. Like, and that's the thing. Like, it's hard for you to sell this. Like, how do you sell this to consumers when you're depending on Wi-Fi? And like, you can say, hey, our app minimizes noise and latency and stuff. but it's a huge risk to roll the dice to say, hey, $200 US, like we're in Canada, it's gonna be 250, probably 280 here.
Yeah.
And to kind of roll the dice and be like, hey, we think this might work, but your miles may vary depending on your internet, speed bandwidth. Like,
It's like at that point, if you don't already own a Switch, just get a Switch.
Yeah,
pretty much.
It's like $30 cheaper. Well, we don't know the full like exact Canadian price, but it seems like it's going to be about $30 cheaper than the Switch Lite. And at that point, maybe you just go with Switch. Now, obviously, if you're a PlayStation only gamer, then you're probably not going to do that. But then you're only $150 away from a Steam Deck, which not only can you get remote play, but you can also get Game Pass and all of your Steam games and emulators and everything else you can do. A PC, you can get a freaking PC. So
just for context, doing a straight pure conversion through Google, 199 USD is $270 Canadian. So we're looking at least $270.
So $9 cheaper than the Switch.
Unless
so
unless
probably
Sony's
put it at
taking a hit.
$269, unless we're getting the Canadian tax, which is like $299. Then they'll just put a flat $300 on us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the Switch Lite is $279 Canadian. I don't know the US price, but that's what it is in Canadian. So we're talking it being almost the exact same price.
If they put that thing above a Switch Lite, they're in real trouble here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like sure it doesn't play PlayStation games and it is weaker by means, but like if you get Mario Odyssey, you can buy either the cartridge or download it and you have a full functioning console you can play out or here, outside, doesn't matter, you don't need a connection.
But double-edged, so like the devil's advocate on that one is that I already have a library of PlayStation games. This is not me getting a new console, right?
That is true.
Getting a Nintendo, you're still paying $80 for Breath of the Wild from 2000 whatever.
That is true, very much so, and that's one of the selling points with say Steam Deck. Yeah.
Not disagreeing with you. I'm just someone is watching this video yelling in the comments, but I already have all the PlayStation games.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, like for us as being people who own a good chunk of content for PlayStation, they still need to do something though to get us to pull the trigger on a nearly $300 handheld that isn't even hardwired into anything. The latency is probably not going to be great. So it's like, what's the selling feature here? Is it coming with something? No? Okay, well, what's the point? Like, it seems like it's just a thing for people if they want to spend money on as a vanity thing to be like, well, I can buy it, so I'm going to buy it.
Yeah. There's two things that could make me buy this. One, it goes on sale for like 100 Canadian. At that point, I may pick it up just to try it. There is a possibility it's in a price range where it's like, even if it sucks, I can probably resell it for $50.
I mean, yeah, I bought the PlayStation Classic because they were putting them on for like $40 at one point. So it's like, screw it, why not?
Exactly. Yeah, like we're all going to have a price where if it goes for that, it's like, you know what, I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to pick it up. There's that, or two, is if, the modding scene for it all of a sudden becomes a thing, kind of like what happened with the Vita and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, you can install other apps on there.
True.
Like if the Game Pass, like somebody gets like the Android version of Game Pass on there or something, and it would run also cloud, there's a possibility I'd pick this up because it has a proper controller. It would be even more comfortable than say my Steam Deck. And I'd probably
Is there even any sort of like hard drive that we know of on this thing? Like even something you could do with it?
There has to be some sort of memory on it, but I think it's gonna be minimal.
Very minimal. That's why I was saying like the Game Pass app, because that's still just cloud streaming over Wi-Fi.
If modders get their hands on that and figure out like how, if there's an easy way to just install a better like memory in there without having to go too crazy with it, oh boy, that's gonna unlock some people.
Yeah, if the modding thing took off, oh yeah.
I think for me, like the sweet spot for me is about $150. That's I'd jump in and roll the dice for $150. But
it would have to be. I would have to see it on sale under $100. There's no way I'm going to go for more than that as somebody who doesn't play handheld very often.
Knowing me, it would be between 100 and 150, somewhere in there. 150 is a little too much, but if it's like 144.99, oh, there Chris is jumping in there, even though taxes makes it over.
I feel like that just shows us each where we fall in terms of like the Sony fanboy. Like I'm like 150 or more, like whatever, 150 $200. Chris is like once again in the fence, middle of the fence is like 150 to $100, and Chris is under, or Adam's under $100. Like
Adam's like, if they give it to me for free, I'll probably use it once.
I'll think about it.
Well, I guess last but not least, I know you wanted to talk about it earlier. How stupid is the name?
Oh my god, the name is so stupid. We have like literally it's called the PlayStation Portal. abbreviate it to PSP. We already have a PSP, and
They literally just took a couple letters out.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what I would call it better. The PS. I don't want to call it the PS Stream because that sounds gross too. But like
PS Stream. Yeah. No. That's not good. Yeah, I'm surprised it wasn't just like PlayStation remote device. I don't know.
PSRP. What? Like there you go.
Yeah.
PlayStation
like
Remote
that.
Play.
Yeah, that would have been good. PRP. I don't know, something along those lines. Because that name is horrible. And also the lack of no Bluetooth for headphones. Like you have to get the Sony headphones. That's kind of an annoyance.
I could see that because like the argument I would see with that is like you also have to be mindful of battery life and like running a Bluetooth like card on there. Like one, it increases price and then it also kills battery. Like batteries could be a huge thing on this. And
here's an idea: you don't green light this idea.
But the money, Adam. The money.
What the money? They're like, I will be shocked if we get a story out that they made money on this thing. They clearly spent too much in R&D on this and went, fuck it, we have to put something out there to try to make something back here. There's no way this is making money. I will be genuinely shocked. Again, I love eating crow. Don't get me wrong. I just don't see it happening.
I wonder if this was like a PlayStation Vita sequel that didn't quite get the full funding, and they're like, we've got some progress. Like we can ship this out, and that's where we're at with the PlayStation Portal.
Maybe, I don't know. It's confusing because a part of me wants to try it, but I know also I wouldn't buy it for what it offers from what I already have. To play PS5 with like no latency, like in bed, that would be amazing. Or like very little, like understandable latency. That's probably a better way of saying it. Because Game Pass xCloud, for the most part, that actually does run pretty well if you're on a decent thing. Don't play a rhythm game or anything like that, like Hi-Fi Rush or something.
Tried it.
For the
Doesn't
most
work.
part. Yeah, no, don't do that. But for a basic, JRPG or something, yeah, it's great. And it doesn't seem to stutter a lot. For the PS Remote Play, I'm sitting in front of my PS5 using that app, and it's like, and it's like it's trying to drive through a cement wall when I'm looking at the PS5. So
and how is that going to jive with the live services angle that they're now trying to go to as well? Because like I don't know how well Remote Play is going to play on a live service multiplayer game. So
no,
it's not
at all.
We'll see.
No, anything multiplayer, anything live service. Like if you're doing this for Destiny, it's because you're doing like some daily quests or something that you don't really care about, and you just do it because you're in that Destiny world.
No, you're doing it because you're late for the raid, and you're like having explosive diarrhea, and you need to get your gear ready. So you just grab that, run to the bathroom, and for the 15 minutes that you need until you're ready for raid time, you're just shifting all your gear around.
Oh, you know what? I just thought of one more way they could get me to buy this. If it came with an Astrobot game that's only available if you buy this thing. That'd be a shitty move, but that would get me in there because I miss Astrobot and they need more of those. And he always seems to come with new peripherals.
Well, it is a bad idea, so it does fit in touch with the PlayStation Portal at this point. So.
Oh yeah, no, I can actually very much see this.
Well, otherwise, Kaylan, any last thoughts? Otherwise, I think we'll take this baby off the air.
Nope. No, I'm good. I'm curious to see it. But
yep, so we'll see what happens. I mean, I can't see any scenario where this goes well, but who knows? Stranger things have happened, I guess. But you guys watching this video here on YouTube, let us know in the comments what you think. Do you think the Portal is going to be successful? Do you think it's going to fail? What would it need to do for you to get you to make a purchase for it? Let us know in the comments below. Obviously, like the video and subscribe to the channel, and check out the link tree at linktr.ee/pixelplaypodcast to see our socials, link to our Discord, everything you need to know about the show. We'll see you next week. This goes up every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, the podcast main show, Wednesdays at noon. We will see you either for the main episode or for the next Sidequest, whichever you come to watch us at. For then, though, take care. Bye-bye for now.